Well, we had a house in Punaluu, right on the water. And George had an old friend by the name of Jimmy Kūhiō from Hilo, from Keokaha. He used to come down to Punaluu, and he was a fisherman. And he would look at the water and say, "Ole days, ole from the ocean." Well, that piqued my interest. The old brain got going. And I said, "What does ole mean, Jimmy?" He said, "It means nothing, nothing." So I thought, why should there be days where there's nothing from the ocean? And that started me reading books, many, many books, doing as research I could, as much research as I could do to find out what ole meant. I found out that ole is only a very small part of the Hawaiian calendar, which was based on the moon. It's a period of 3 or 4 days at the beginning of their month when there was nothing in the ocean. So in those days, you repaired your nets, carved fish hooks, and did the background work to the fishing. So that's what started it, the Jimmy Kūhiō and ole days. The calendar itself was based on 12 months of 30 days. That's the Hawaiian moon calendar. A kahuna would be in charge of keeping track of the calendar. And he had 30 stones. This is the way I envision it. He had 30 stones, each carved differently. The full moon would be a whole stone. Each one would be small slivers. And each day he would move a stone over. That day or that night is power. Before the final calendar came out, it was at least 2 years. And I had the help too of Spencer Tinker from the aquarium, who had put out a Hawaiian moon calendar, 1 page for each day, like our calendars. To me, that didn't work. The only way you could show the Hawaiian moon calendar was with the chart. So I took his and put the months across the top and the days down the side. I know people who do all of their planning by this calendar, and I know fishermen who fish only by it. So I think we can use it today because each day had definite characteristics. And so that's what's unusual about the Hawaiian moon calendar. Our calendar has nothing like this, which is another point that I would make about the intelligence of the ancient Hawaiians. You stop and think, they were smart enough to have 12 months of 30 days, and yet they realized that doesn't come out even. There are days left over. And so about every 4 or 5 years, they added a month, which is the 13th month. I've never been able to find any reference to that. And I understand that there are people out there who realize that it's there and know something about it. But I have yet to find a reference written about a 13th month. But we know it was there. Strictly from reference. And since this was published, people have come up out of the woodwork and said, hey, you shouldn't pant this on a certain day, or you shouldn't try to go fishing for this kind of fish. So it's been there, but it's been latent. It's taken something like this, and this has been refined since I did it. There are a lot of people that have spent a lot of time on this, adding to it. And thank heaven that it's living. People are still adding to it. I'm so glad that somebody has picked up the thing, because this is endless. There's always going to be some part of this that you want to research and find out more about. The 13th month, I think, is a wonderful project. I have not been able to find anything written about the 13th month. But I'm sure that there must be something somewhere. With the resurgence of the Hawaiian language, where it's becoming much more common, you've got a thing in the newspaper every week, all in Hawaiian. That's great. So there's got to be a lot of references like that. It may only be in people's minds, but there's got to be that kind of reference that you could refer to, and so that somebody gets fired up with research. I think it's wonderful. If you look back, if you have maybe 10 calendars, consecutive years, you'll find that it ends with, say, June 30th. You think the next one will start with July 1st, but it doesn't. It starts with August 1st.
That's right.
So, that's how we handle adding the 13th. But I'm sure it's not the way the Hawaiians did it. This formation, this form of the calendar evolved working with Spencer Tinker and with the printer. And that's why we came up with the months across the days down the side. I would love to see something pictorial for each one of these days. Holy days show a rough ocean breaking on the reef, and Kane days show something relative to him. I'd like to see it illustrated. It would be possible with the farming more than the fishing, but I still would like to see it done, because I think the kids can learn something from this. And I'm all for kids. Right now, Kūhiō owns it.
It's Kūhiō Hawaiian
Because
Civic.
I got it patented, and then legally I gave it over to Kūhiō, so it belongs to them. And any development as a result of this would have to have their okay. That's what I feel. I don't think you can take something from this and develop it as a, take an early day, you get a kid, goes fishing, doesn't get anything, pictorialize that. In order to do it, I think you need permission from Kūhiō. I may be wrong. I would like to mention Charlotte Mars, too. When I first did this in the early 60s, Charlotte Mars was in charge of a scholarship for the Kūhiō Club. And she was delighted that we had, at that point, pitched it to the scholarships only for preschoolers. So in the beginning, it was scholarships for preschoolers. It's expanded now, I understand, so it's for anybody. Go make money so you get scholarships.
Right.
Thank you. That's why I gave the calendar to Kūhiō. It was a heck of a job to take the orders, wrap them up, mail them, and it was expensive. So I thank you for all your work. But it is a asset. You can make money out of it. I think it was $1.50. I don't remember, but I know when Kūhiō took it over and started charging $8 or $10, I thought, my stars, how are they going to get that?
We're up to 16 now, and it's probably gonna be higher this year.
$16?
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry I gave you the pen.
Mahalo.
No, no, no. Same message I gave to the Kupuna presentation. Work hard, maintaining the culture, keep the culture alive. Watch the legislature for stuff that they do. But don't forget to have fun.